Welcome back to our 65th episode of the Launch Your Farm Show, where I interview Charles Curry from Authorify. In this episode, Charles and I talk about why you need a multifaceted marketing and follow-up plan to ensure you convert at a much higher level in your farm. And Charles shares how being an author can be an amazing strategy to generate more leads and get more clients under contract. And we talk about what you can do to get other businesses to become your ambassadors and act as your own private sales force while bringing you leads. And Charles shares a super easy way to use their done-for-you follow-up systems that help you reach your target audience in your farm with multiple marketing touches. And we talk about how you can use your existing follow-up systems and tie in their products to your marketing campaigns so that you can close more deals. Plus, a ton of other ideas that you can use in your Geographic farm. So be sure to check out this episode, like and subscribe, and enjoy the episode with Charles. Welcome back to another episode of the Launch Your Farm Show. I'm your host, Ryan Smith, and today we've got a great guest. It's Charles Curry from Authorify. So Charles, take a second, tell us a bit about yourself and why you're here.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on, Ryan. I'm Charles. I'm from Authorify. Here at Authorify, what we do is we help real estate agents generate leads and really nurture those leads and ascend them and convert them into appointments and then into listings. We have a really robust marketing system that we've developed over years here. And we're rooted. Our founders we're real estate agents, and they wanted to figure out how can they get more deals, how can they get more listings, and the company kind of started at the real estate crash of 2008, and everyone was freaking out, and the urgency inspires creativity, and so today we help real estate agents. We help them get their very own personally branded real estate book that they can put their face on the cover of and that they can use to build trust with clients and convert those clients into, or convert leads into clients. So that's what we're all about here at Authorify.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been following you guys for a long time. So for the viewers who may know, you used to be branded as something else. So can you kind of give that backstory of who you were and then how you kind of shifted gears?
Yes, of course. So originally, years ago, we had a product called listing funnels, and listing funnels, we would basically go in and we figure out how can you get leads from, or how can you get listings from all sorts of different leads sources. So for example, there's a lot of people that go through divorce every year and they need to get their home sold because it's a lot of times their biggest asset. So we built what we called a listing funnel around finding divorce leads and then converting them into listings. So that was our original product line, listing funnels. And we sold that under the product, the company name Smart Agents. And now we still have the Smart Agents brand, and we're doing a magazine built around Smart Agents. But our main company today is Authorify, which is the aforementioned book product. And then we also have another product line called Referral Marketing, which is a monthly magazine called the Home Sweet Home Magazine. And you can brand that and just have it mailed directly to your leads, your sphere of influence. But yeah, the main, I guess we call it almost like the company, the parent company is Authorify.
Okay, awesome. So I want to dive into the products you guys have and how agents can be using something like that, because I think it's important for agents to get an idea of the types of marketing and then strategies they can apply. And you guys have something very unique in the industry because you're helping agents become authors and you're helping them create their credibility without having to do all the work. And for a lot of agents I've coached and trained, that's the hassle they've got. They're happy to go out and sell. They're happy to go out and go show homes and do listing appointments, but they suck at creating content. So walk us through what that looks like for a client if they're looking to kind of get into your ecosystem.
Of course. So we've built out a robust library of books that we have. So our core book, our main book, the most popular one is our seller book. And that's this one right here. So Insider Home Selling Tips. And there's a lot of different covers you can get with that. but it's really just about helping any kind of seller. So in the book, we've got chapter after chapter, how to handle a negotiation, how to stage your home, how to take better photos so that it sells for more, why it's important to clean your house up before somebody shows up to the showing. And it's a really great book with like more than 100 and I don't know, 30 pages of just all these different home selling tips. So this is this is our biz card book. Instead of giving somebody a business card, give them this. It's really going to knock their socks off
Yep.
and they're going to keep it, Now, on top of that, we have books, like I said, best selling options in a divorce. So if someone's going through a divorce and you present them with a book like this, now, of course, there's a correct way to do it so they don't slap you in the face. But if you present them with a book like this, it speaks to their exact problem. Like, I'm going through a divorce. How can we get the home sold? How can we handle it amicably? And so on. We have a buyer book that you can give to help buyers and help them understand the process better. What they should do, how they can get their financing worked out, different things like that. And we have a FSBO book. We have a lot of different books. We have a book that's optimized for people that are behind on their taxes and they might want to sell, for people that have inherited homes. And, if you've inherited home, how to handle that situation and get it sold. So each of these different books are for different types of leads. And we have, a whole marketing system behind it as well, because everyone's going to be handled a little bit differently. Obviously, the way you're going to handle people who have inherited a property, you're going to handle it differently than someone who's going through a divorce versus someone who is a FSBO. And that's pretty much what we've done. We've got a library of, I think, around 20 books right now.
Wow.
And we're also, we have a few of them in Spanish as well. And it's a pretty good system.
Awesome. So for the viewers who don't know, basically what you get to do is you get to brand yourself as the author of that book. So you pay you guys and you guys put together and you can use it as their own. Do they get to edit or change things, or is it just the way it is and they just kind of fill in the blanks with their name and information?
Yeah, you can edit it as much as you would like to. So inside our application, you can go in there and it's like Word, but it's just your books, right?
Yep.
So we've got all of the manuscripts in there, and even some of the books we have like a few different manuscripts, like the business card book. I think we have 3 different manuscripts that are just a little bit different, so you can always make sure it's kind of unique, but you can customize it a lot. So I always recommend everybody to put their face on the cover because it's so good for branding.
Yep.
However, some people do prefer to have one with no face. Maybe they think it's a little more professional, but there's a bunch of different cover options for each title that you can play around with, and you can even have a custom cover created. Now, inside the book, you can edit as much of that as you like as well. There's the editor. You can go in there, you can add photos, you could change the text, you can delete a chapter if you don't think it resonates with what you want to say.
Yep.
And you could personalize and customize it as much as you'd like to.
Yeah, that's a good part, because then agents can kind of have the framework to start with and then personalize it, because different markets and different things, people may not want to give that tip or want to use that strategy, so they can edit it out. So I want to go to then finding the people to get the books, because easy to grasp getting the book created and all that kind of stuff. But how do you actually find the people, especially when you have those really unique niche ones like divorces, like inheritance homes? Do you have a marketing plan, and what does that look like for agents to actually try to find those leads for that? Because it's great to have a book, but if you can't get it in front of people,
of course. Yeah. So that's where, like I said, the company, years ago, we did listing funnels, which was just basically how to tap into the divorce niche. So we've been using these listing funnels with thousands of members for years. So they're very well developed. And there's a lot of different ways to get into each of them. But for example, the divorce niche, which is a really popular one. And I think it's just one of those things, everybody hears divorce and it lights up all these bells in your head and you get excited. But one of the interesting ways about the divorce niche, one of our members, Ed, his name's Ed Hru. And what he did was he went and partnered up with a divorce attorney. So obviously the divorce attorneys, they want to get the deal done as well. They want to get the home sold. They want to get everything closed out. So Ed went and met with this divorce attorney, and and he had a custom cover made with his face and with her face on the book. And he said, listen, I specialize in divorces. If you have clients that need to get their home sold, if you could give them, one of my books, I'll do a great job for them. I'll help them. Obviously, it's going to make your life easier as well.
Yep.
So he basically co-authored the book with her. And like I said, all of our content, it's all written. It's it's all ready to go. This is written by American writers and veteran real estate agents that have been doing real estate a long time. So it's good, knowledgeable content. And his book was called Best-Selling Options in a Divorce. He put his face on the cover, her face on the cover. So she had a lot of ownership in it then. She really felt like it was, she was proud to give it out because she put her photo on the cover of it.
Yep.
And so he dropped off a box of these at her office, because different membership levels, you get a different amount of printed books every month. And so he gave her a box of these. And every time she would talk to a divorced client that had a home that needed to sell it, she would give them one of his and her books.
Yep.
And it worked really, really well from him. Last time we talked to him, he'd gotten 10 listings from it. And the interesting thing about the divorce niche was that he got a lot of those people actually ended up buying second homes. So the husband and wife, they get a divorce, they sell the big home, but then they go buy another smaller home perhaps. So he said he got 10 10 listings, but he got several more buyer deals out of it right afterwards. So that's just one of it. But there's a lot of different ways you can find people. For example, people behind on their taxes. It's a pretty simple process to look them up in the what is it, the property appraiser site, I think it would be, or the tax assessor's website. I can't remember exactly which one it is off the top of my head. But we've also figured out how to just hire virtual assistants to do the work for you, because obviously it's a lot of tedious little work to go find these niche leads. And you can get a virtual assistant to go do the pencil pushing for you and gather up all those leads. FSBO leads are a great one. You can mail your book out to them, expireds, but really any kind of lead, it's a great tool. It's a great marketing piece to send to them, because it builds so much trust. It's not showing up as an annoying cold call. When are you going to hire the right agent? You're an idiot for being a FSBO. You need to sell with me. Nobody likes getting yelled at cold calling. I'm on the do not call list and stuff like this. So when you mail this to people, and we have a whole mail package that goes along with it, it really sets you apart, and it creates a lot of trust and rapport with the customer. And we've had so many members that felt like they didn't really get a lot of respect. Maybe they had a low closing ratio on the appointments they did go on. People would beat them up over the commission. And we've literally had members. This one lady named Michelle said she was on a listing appointment, and she could tell the whole time the husband and wife, they were like really like nervous and kind of just like not really digging it. And you know how it is when you're on appointment, it's just kind of antsy. It's just uncomfortable. You're ready to just get out of there. And she said at the end of the appointment, she gave them her book. She said, all right, well, here's my book. And the wife kind of just lit up, and she goes, wow, okay, you're our agent. We're going to hire you. She said, if anybody has, this much knowledge enough to put together a book for us, you're the agent. And they hired her. So that's what we like to do. We like to help people get more trust and create more trust with their clients, more credibility, and just get easier listings, easier closings that aren't so much head to head.
Yeah, that's one of the things I teach in my training. I call it CPR, and it's community, positioning, and relationships. And the key to real success in farming is having a community you serve, positioning yourself, and that's positioning yourself as an ambassador and an expert, and then building relationships. And a book like this absolutely covers the positioning part, because it helps position you as that expert, helps position you as that person who knows what's going on in real estate, the process, depending on what the niche is. And then as an ambassador, because you're looking out for them, and it's not, like you said, you're not just there trying to sell them on why you're better or why they're stupid for using someone else or not using an agent. And it positions you as a person who's looking out for the best interests, and handing them something like that gives them that trust and builds that credibility in the same way. So are you finding people are getting deals well in advance, or are they giving these books like, hey, I'm looking to move now, and they're giving the book, or is there a long-term follow-up system for people when they're using these, or is it kind of like more closer to when they're actually making a move?
I mean, it's kind of everything, but we've had a lot of members say, so what I encourage all of our members to do is to make it a routine, make it a weekly routine. So, one of our members, Tim, one of my favorite stories to talk about is because he does it consistently. So he says what he does is he mails these out every day to any new leads he gets, because obviously, you know, usually a new lead is going to be a hotter, better lead. So if somebody expired, if you're the first agent that calls them on the phone, you probably got the best chance to get the listing, right? If you're, the sooner you talk to them, the better. So what Tim would do is he said he would go every day and he'd just look through all of the different lead sources, right? So he'd see if there was any new inherited homes. He'd see if there was any new, expireds, any new FISBOs. And what he would do is he'd mail out a mail package. So I call this the instant trust package. Okay. So it's this big fancy package, and it's actually really simple, but it looks cool. And that's what it's all about, looking cool, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, we put this together. It's a collaborative, like 5 different pieces. So the first thing you're going to put is your, what do you call it? Your testimonials, your client references.
Yep.
We have this in here. This is a marketing plan, and this is all just stuff you just print out at your office, but it's just a marketing plan that shows them, hey, here's how you can market your home for the best results, and to get the most money and sell the fastest. And that's what they want. They want to make the most money and sell the fastest. This one here is our photos, how to take better photos and why photos are important guide. And then the agent comparison chart, which just shows, why, compared to most agents, why you're going to do your best. And then a cover letter from them. And then, of course, which I've left on there, is the book. So when you mail this to people, Tim said he would go in every day, he'd find the new leads, and he'd just send those out. So it's not like a ton of new leads every day, but maybe 1 or 2 or 3. And honestly, I think even every day, maybe you could do it twice a week, but consistency is key.
Yeah.
And he said he would have a lot of those people just call him up and say, hey, come out, look at our house. Because they were so impressed. They really liked it. They were obviously interested in selling if you're a FISBO or you're an expired or some sort of relevant lead. And when he would send them his instant trust package, it really blew them away. So he said he's been doing this for months, and he's on track to become the #1 agent in his office. And I think it's because he does it consistently. He's sending these out every single day, at least he so claims. So now on top of that, obviously not everybody's going to just call you and say, hey, come out and list my home. That's the dream. That'd be awesome. It does happen, but for all the other people that don't convert, we've also got a robust 60-day follow-up campaign. And I think it's best to use kind of a multi-pronged approach. So we've got some direct mail. So just like simple letters that you can send out to them. And these are really well-written letters. Like these are written like from our best copywriter with like just the best converting stuff in there we could think of to get results. We've got some phone call scripts, we've got text message scripts and emails, templates that you can use. But for the rest of them, you follow up over 60 days, you're going to convert a lot more of those people, because just not everybody's always ready at this exact moment. Maybe they're going on a vacation. Maybe they got something coming up. So when you send out your instant trust package first, they've got all this great information. They've got your book. They're seeing it there. And then following up on a weekly, couple times a week basis over the next 60 days, you're going to convert a lot more of those people and get them to meet with you. And then, of course, list their home.
Yeah, that's one of the things I teach as well. As I call it scope method. And it's how to have a balance in your business. And it's making sure you're approaching your farm and not just doing one pillar. So its scope is self-promotion, prospecting, online, self-promotion, community, online, prospecting, and education. And in order to get everyone and reach the most amount of people, you need to make sure you're hitting people in all of those different ways. And if you can, it's great to self promote, but if you're not doing anything else, they're just going to think you're promoting yourself or how great you are. But if you're not involved in the community, if you're not doing online, if you're not doing prospecting, and you're not doing educational stuff, you're not going to get the most amount of your farm. And using something like this is a great approach. And then adding in, like you said, other ways of reaching people, you're going to find you're going to convert at a higher rate. You're going to find you're going to get more deals. You're going to find it easier. And I always say it's way easier to come to an appointment when people know who you are from various ways and not just one way. If you're just making a cold call and you just got them on the phone, it's harder to convert than if they've got more things from you. They've heard from you different places in different ways, and you've been following up with them for months.
Yeah, of course. And I think, recently I've been interviewing companies for different services. And I'll tell you, I was talking to all these different agencies, and the one that really stood out to me the most was the one that got on a Zoom call like we're having right now. And I could see the guy's face, and then he did a presentation, and he showed me, he didn't just tell me like, hey, we're going to do a good job for you. He showed me, even though it almost made me crack up a couple times, because like the little animations on the presentation were just so simple, but it still made the point. And when you have a way to market to somebody, visually, with text, and with, not just a phone call where they never see your face, they have no idea what you look like. Obviously they can look you up, but not everybody's going to take the time. But when you're mailing them something, like I said, with, our book, where you put your face right on the cover of it, it's very front facing, and people still want to see real people in this business. And then right behind your face is, 100 pages of all of this helpful home selling information. It sets you apart like nothing else. Then on top of that, you're calling them, you're emailing them. And when you're calling them after they've gotten your book, it's a different phone call than calling someone who has no idea who you are. You don't necessarily, when you call somebody cold, you got to introduce yourself. When you call someone, hey, I'm the guy that sent you that book. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I have the book. I've been checking it out. It's really helpful. So it really changes the dynamic of the phone call.
And having something physical in your hand makes a difference too. And I know when I started in the business 13 years ago, we were doing for sale by owners, and we had a booklet that we left, and it was hard, tangible thing. And people would say like, oh, you're the only person that's actually sent me something. There was always email saying I was an idiot, or a phone call saying I was stupid for selling. And we left them some information. And we used to do home prices reports in our neighborhood and in our farm. And they got a binder with it, and they got the reports that went in each month. And people will value something that they can hold in their hand. And I use books all the time as an example. If I own a book versus a PDF of a book, there's a more intrinsic value to something that I can hold, even though it's exact same information, the exact same data, but just having the ability to hold in your hand creates that much more value to people. And when you can mail them out something like a book, it just elevates your expertise. If I just said, hey, I'm going to shoot you a PDF with tips and stuff like that, people won't have the same appreciation for it and won't value the knowledge as much as sending them something like a book like you guys have.
Yeah, and it's easy for that stuff to get lost in the clutter too. When you send an email, I mean, I've got probably 150,000 emails in my inbox at this point, over the years. So, and when you send them a book, nobody has to click on anything to look at it. You just open it, and there you are. You're good to go.
So are you finding then that people are sending these to people who have requested them, or are you finding more people are sending them to people as a way to prospect up front and try to get them to put their hand up? Like what would you say the balance is, or the ratio of how many people are requesting it versus mailing?
We do both. So we, along with all of our memberships, come with a whole digital suite as well. So we have for every book that we have a lead capture page, because it's also a great lead magnet. It's great for attracting leads. So, for example, if a member signed up, obviously they get the book, but we built a whole lead capture page around the book that they can advertise on Facebook. They can put it on their Google business listing, and it's a very simple page, but it's optimized to convert as many leads as possible. So the page pops up, and we have training around it too. So if somebody's looking around, they want to figure out, how can I get on Facebook? We have a whole training, and it shows you all the steps: how to set up your Facebook account, how to get your ads approved, and then how to set up a Facebook ad campaign that drives to your lead capture site.
Mm-hmm.
So when they hit somebody's browse on Facebook, your ad will pop up, and they'll see, hey, thinking of selling your home, click here to get a free copy of my book. So they click on the page, it opens up, and give me your name, email, phone number, and then I'll send you a copy. And we actually have a digital book as well. So with every book version that you get a digital book that they can text out. So as soon as that lead comes in, you can have the digital book sent to them right away, so they can check it out. They can start going through it. So it's kind of both. We our members use it for prospecting straight out to leads that come in, or leads that pop up from one of these different niches that we talk about.
Yep.
But we have all the tools built out for farming new leads on Facebook, on Google, and using the lead capture site to convert visitors into leads. And then you've got your digital book to warm them up a little bit, and then you of course can mail them your printed book, or even stop by and drop it off to them, and maybe talk to them for a few minutes, turn it into an appointment or something.
It's awesome. And what it sounds like, you guys have a done for you system, because a lot of agents, like I said at the beginning, don't want to create that content from scratch, and that's where they fall off. They have good intentions, and they know I should send this and I should have this, and then it comes to executing it, they choke because they want it to be perfect, so they never actually end up getting anything done. So having that starting point with all those things done helps drastically. So I want to ask about the cost then, because obviously that's a factor for some people. Are you seeing, like, I'll start with what kind of return are you seeing people getting from this? Because people are going to say, well, that's a lot of money. How am I mailing out all these books? I'm not getting deals. What kind of returns are you getting from it? And then what kind of cost would it cost for people to do something like this?
Right. So the returns, a lot of our members sign up, and they use it as kind of just like a cornerstone marketing piece that they have. You can put it on your desk, and you've always got something to hand to clients to convert them. So we don't necessarily have like a rolling monthly tab of how many deals people are getting, but we have so many case studies where agents used it, they sent it out to expireds. We have an agent up in Georgia named April, and she was sending these out to expireds like crazy. And she was so happy with the results. She did a video for us and told us, she's become the expired queen, and she's closed so many expireds in her office. And it sounded like it really made a big impact on her business. So the return is pretty simple. Let's say for and like a guy like the divorce case study I told you about, Ed Hu. Yep. So he got 10 listings, and I believe he's in Orlando. So like the average price would be around 300,000. So if you got 10 deals, $3 million worth of listings, obviously everybody's commissions breakdown is just a little different of what you get at the end of the day, but 3 million at, let's see, what would 3 million times, let's just say 3%.
90 grand.
$90,000. So even after, you pay your fees and your broker fees and all that different stuff, $90,000 worth of commissions is a really, that's a substantial amount. And our base product is $129 a month. Yep. And for that, you get 2 digital books. You get the buyer book and the seller book. You get the lead capture page. You get all of the templates, the direct mail templates, the instant trust templates. And we have weekly coaching where we go through the listing funnels. We answer your questions. And we give out prizes too. Every workshop we pick 3 people to spin the prize wheel, and we give away prizes like books and stuff. And on that workshop every week, whoever sends out the most of these instant trust packages gets an extra spin on the prize wheel. Because I do that because I want people to send these out. I think this is the clearest action that's going to get them, a return on investment for their product. Like I told you, that one guy, Tim, he sent them out every day, became the top, number 1 agent in his office. So we want our members to send these out. Nothing doesn't matter if you got the best, it doesn't matter if you have the fastest car in the world. If you don't drive it, you
Yeah,
can get
exactly.
beat by a bicycle, you know,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't matter. So that's our base product is 129 a month. And then for 259 a month, you get all the same digital benefits, but you get 20 of these books every single month
Nice.
printed and mailed to you. And I think that's a really good value. If you send out 20 of these books every month, I would, I would almost guarantee you're going to get one listing from that, right?
Yeah.
If you send out 20, I would expect that. So if you send out 20 of these every month and you got just one listing from it, and that listing could be a $10,000 commission, it's going to pay for the $259 price tag many, many times over.
Yeah.
So overall, we're really, really proud of the product. I think it's an incredible value for what realtors can get in listings and commissions. So it's a great product. I think and from the case studies, it's something I'm proud of because we have so many stories, we have so many case studies where members sent these out on a regular basis, or they did something, a little, I think Ed teaming up with that divorce attorney
Mm.
is like really clever because it's like he doesn't even have to farm leads. Like she
Yeah.
literally refers him
Yeah.
deals.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways you can use the system, and we break it all down. We give the training. So uh, the return on investment is definitely there. If you go out, you use the system, you do the work, you're going
Yep.
to get listings, and it's going to pay for itself many, many times over.
Do you have anything set up for like mortgage brokers and agents or other preferred partners to split the costs and do that? Like you said, with the divorce lawyer, it's doing that. Like, do you have any programs around that, or is that something you leave agents up to kind of figure out?
Yeah, we do have a I just did so we do our workshop every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And I think it was like 2 weeks ago, we did a whole workshop all about how to team up with vendors and get them to pay for part of the cost of the book. We don't necessarily have like a automatic portal to just, we
Okay.
don't really have a way to just split the billing because
Yep.
it seems like every county has like different rules about how much of how much of your mortgage broker can participate.
Right.
And there's just a lot of stipulations there. But we totally recommend that our members do it. And we definitely have some that do. They go out there, they'll team up with a mortgage broker, but you can even team up with other people. When somebody is selling their house, they might need a roof repair. They
Yep.
might need some new landscaping. They might need a new driveway. They might need a pool. So we have built out templates already that you can put in the front or the back of the book. So in the front section, we have like templates on inside the book builder application where members can go in and edit their books. There's like a little vendor section. You just click it, it adds that template to your
Nice.
book, and then you could just fill in your roofer's name or your pool contractor's name. And what we recommend is, go talk to the different people that you do business, that you work with. Maybe if you have somebody that cleans your pool,
Yep.
go talk to them and say, hey, it's an easy pitch too, because you could show them, hey, listen, I give this, I get hundreds of these books every year. I give them out to people. They convert a lot of deals. If you'd like, I'll put you in the front. I'll give you
Yep.
a whole 1-page write-up. If just for $500 or something like that. And it doesn't cost our members anything extra either. So
Right.
if you add 3 or 4 pages, you put a pool contractor, a roofing contractor, something like that, it's not going to cost them anything extra to have those extra pages. So
Nice.
it's we have templates for it. We have a process for it.
Awesome.
And you could definitely go and do that if you want to cover some of the costs.
That's perfect. That was going to be my next question because I'm a big believer in partnering with local businesses. I really push how important that is, especially from a farming perspective, to be supporting those local businesses and to get them involved in something like that. That's a great way to help build their credibility as well and build yours as well, because they can be part of that process and you can hopefully offset some of the costs to do that. Is there any strategies that agents are using, like you said, combining other things outside of your ecosystem to enhance what they're doing with these books? Like, is there other online marketing, webinars, training programs like that people have been doing really well with to keep getting more books out there and converting more deals?
Interesting question. I don't know of a lot of other, I'm not sure I know of other like people out there talking about it. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of different ways. One way people use the book is they'll put it on their Google search. So, for example, if you search, you know, Jim Curry, realtor, it's going to pop up. It's going to show in his book, and that's actually a service we provide to our members.
Right.
Is we'll set up their Google Places profile, their Google Business profile. So if somebody Googles their name
Yep.
and then realtor, they'll pop up, and their information will pop up. So I don't know if that is the
Sure.
answer
Yeah.
you were looking
That
for,
works.
but
Well, you guys do a lot of the marketing anyway, so you're covering a
yeah,
lot of those bases. So there's hopefully you guys cover all the good uses that you can do with it.
yeah.
I want to ask a technical question then. How long does it usually take to turn around to get, like, if I go and create a new book, how long is it from that point of, hey, I'm done sending it to you versus till they actually get a copy in their hands? So
Yeah, of course. Well, we print everything in-house. So we
Okay.
have a big print shop. And we also have, like I said, the magazine product that we do as well. So it's quick. It really just depends on you. You got to submit the order. So
Right.
as soon as somebody signs up, most all of our order forms, as soon as you sign up, you're going to go through like a step to set up a coaching call with one of our team members so they can answer all the questions, or just basically help you figure out everything you need. We want you to get your book set up and launch, but the setup process is very, very simple. So you would order, you go set up a coaching call that could answer any questions you have, and then the next thing you're going to do is land inside of the book builder application. It just automatically logs you in and sends you right into your account, and it shows you the books that you have access to. So from there, the first thing you got to do is the pertinent details: your photo, your name, your phone number, and then if you want to add anything else, broker information, email address, website, you can add that information as well. But for most of them, for most people, I mean, well, this is an example book, so it doesn't have well, it does have a phone number. So you see, we've got the photo, we got the name,
Yep.
and then the back, email address, and then phone number. And from there, it's pretty much ready to go. If you want to go in and you want to customize it and tweak it, make a lot of changes, you can do that. But my recommendation is just get those printed books ordered. And it would take, I believe it takes about, I would say 5 to 7 days
Okay.
to get your books delivered, because the print shop, they are on it. Joseph over there at the print shop does a great job. He sometimes sends stuff out early. He's so on top of it. So it's very efficient. We have a great team at the print shop. And if a member signs up today, fills out their information and hits, my books are ready, send them to me.
Yeah.
They should be able to get those in about a week's time.
Awesome. And can people order just one batch of them, or do they have to do that monthly ongoing plan?
Yes. So there's a few different membership levels. But there are some where you can just buy book credits if you would like to, but it is more expensive to buy them singly like that. And obviously, the more you buy, the better a deal you get. But if you want to do that, you could definitely, we have members that will sign up and they'll just get like 100 books. And then we had this guy, he's a charming gentleman, and he just got 100 books. He did a Facebook Live and he laid them all out on his desk. And he said, "Hey guys, I got 100 books about how to sell your home. Pop in a comment and I'll send you one." And he got rid of all 100 books within like hours or something. I don't know, like really fast. People were like, "I want a book."
Yeah.
And I don't know. I did get the follow up of how many deals he got from it, but I know he got rid of his 100 books really quickly, which I thought it was a clever way to kind of launch his book and
Yep.
get a lot of buzz and attention around it.
That's awesome. So we always wrap up with a best piece of advice. So if you're giving some advice to people who are thinking about using a system like this, what advice would you give?
My best piece of advice, whether you're using, our marketing system, or even if you wanted to do this on your own, it's not, you could go out there and you could put templates together. But my best piece of advice is a very simple one, and that is consistency. Doing it consistently is going to get you the best results. And I know, especially as realtors, sometimes it's like, I need more listings. What am I going to do? If you just go in there and you make it a consistent habit, maybe, every Tuesday, or maybe twice a week, every Tuesday and every Thursday, you're going out there and you're doing something, whether you're farming, whether you're just sending out a direct mail piece. There's so many leads that pop in all the time, and it's not like you're going to win every FISBO. It's not like you're going to convert every expired over to
Yep.
you. And I think agents, it's a business that with a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, maybe you work with a customer, a client for 2 months, and then they say, screw it, we're not going to sell, just we're not getting what we want. All that time is wasted, right? And it's very disheartening at times. So that's why I think consistency is so important, because you've got to stay in the game. You've got to be doing something consistently. And when the times are good, go mail out some direct mail pieces. If you're an Authorify member, mail out your book, mail out your instant trust package. When the times are bad, mail out some direct mail pieces, call some people. So whatever marketing system you're going to go along with, do it consistently. And that's how you're going to, it's like the power of compound interest. It's going to continue to build on itself and build on itself and build on itself. And that's how you become one of those agents. We all know those agents that have just been like, it's like they've been in the business for, years, and they just sell 20 homes a year and they make $500,000 and their life is great. And it doesn't seem like they're working super, super hard, but they've just consistently just been stacking up, building more relationships. And that's one of the other reasons I think our product is a great product, is it's a great relationship building product. When you show up and you offer somebody 100 pages of helpful content, it's a different approach than, cold calling, beating them over the head and pressuring them. And it's really going to make them a warmer client that's going to want to stick around and refer you deals for years to come.
It's awesome. It's great advice. I'm a big fan of consistency is key, especially in farming, where I tell people I'd rather someone consistently send one message over and over again than trying something for a month or two and then giving up. So consistency is so important. So obviously you're in the book industry, and we always wrap up with a best book section. So what's one book you'd recommend that's changed your life or you think would have an impact on our viewers' lives?
I think, there was a few sales books that I read. I mean, Chet Holmes had a great book called like The Ultimate Sales Machine or something about that. Really liked that one. Grant Cardone, his book, even though I almost feel like it's a little played out, but the 10X rule, I mean, I almost don't like giving credit because it's just kind of cheesy, but it's a great book because it literally is just like think bigger and you'll win bigger in life. And it is motivating and inspiring. So I think those books are really, really good. I enjoyed those ones.
I'll put those in the show notes so people can check those out. Those are read both of them, both good books for both different reasons. And we always wrap up with how people can check out what you're up to and get more information on your products information.
Yeah, of course. You could go to authorify.com, and there's, or just Google us, Authorify. It's basically authority, but with an F instead of a T. So Authorify. And, that's you find all of our books, all of our different stuff there. And if you go to authorify.com/OBA, depending on when you hit it, we have a special offer that's called our One Book Away Challenge.
Nice.
And what it is we have a special offer where you can get your first 10 books away, because we believe realtors are one book away from, the business of their dreams, the listings of their dreams, and the success of their dreams. And we really try to build this marketing system that's something that is repeatable, consistent, that can be used again and again and again. And we have a special offer there where you can try the whole system out for free for 30 days, get your first 10 books. We just ask that you pay for the shipping and handling. So if you want to try out that offer, that challenge, the One Book Away Challenge, you can go to authorify.com/OBA and take advantage of that deal.
Awesome. We'll put that in the show notes as well, so our viewers can check that out. So thank you for being on here. I really appreciate you sharing your insight and knowledge with our members, and I hope they jump on board and are interested in becoming more authority based and really helping build their presence in the community and their farm. So thank you for sharing your insight, and I really appreciate being a guest on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan, and thank you for having me. I like your interview style. Very, very nice to talk to you.
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you'd like more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Facebook page and our other social media channels. Looking forward to bringing you more great content like this, and happy farming.